Hey, this is Jim at Broadfield. Thanks for joining us for another Thursday Liquid Lunch, Broadfield Dealer webinar. Today we are going to wrap up the IBC show that happened just last week over in Amsterdam. We're actually out with the folks from LaCie, who just got back from IBC yesterday after visiting some of their European partners. And we've got some great news from them and from a lot of our dealers. Before we go into the show, we're going to have an abbreviated pre-show today, but I do have to take a moment to show off the beer that I brought in because it is one of my personal favorites. Equilibrium in Middletown, New York is a MC Squared is their double IPA, which is very popular, always rated as one of the best beers. This is actually their triple IPA version, which is MC Cubed. Excellent drink, very smooth. I think it's 10% alcohol by volume, so you definitely get your money's worth out of that can. So without further ado, let's get right into the show, wrapping up IBC 2019. One of the things that we'd like to point out is that the product life cycle in our industry has really turned into the point where products that are announced at the NAB show in April are now shipping by the IBC show in September. And then more products that are announced at IBC in September become shipping at the NAB show in April. And now add to that the NAB New York show that happens right here in our backyard in October. And yes, we will have a booth there at the show again this year with a lot of our partners. So come visit Broadfield at the NAB New York show. But now with these shows happening throughout this product calendar, we have a real natural product introduction cycle where there's constantly new things and new products to really be excited about. We have news today from Atomos, LiveU, Bird Dog, Avid, and all the companies that you see here. Let's get right into it with one of the biggest announcements, and that's from Red, with the new Red Ranger all-in-one camera system. The Red Ranger Monstro was introduced a while ago and is still available through rental houses only. But Red has now expanded that all-in-one camera system with the Red Ranger line, introducing two new models available with the Helium 8K brain at $29,950 or the Gemini 5K at $24,950. These all-in-one camera systems give you a host of integrated I/O options with 3 SDI outputs built right on board. You can use larger power supplies than ever before, and you would purchase either the Ranger Helium or the Ranger Gemini in either a V-Lock or a gold mount version. And then they have a reduced heat with a large diameter single fan that's making the thermal cooling within these new Red Ranger cameras better than ever. For more information about the Red Ranger cameras, definitely reach out to your Broadfield salesperson. As many of you may know, and you may have been introduced to him already, we have Peter Snyder, formerly from the Red New York store, now as one of our Broadfield sales specialists. Peter's a great resource and a great guy to call for more information about everything Red. Panasonic made a lot of noise introducing the new Lumix S1H, and they're recommending 2 products from the Broadfield product line. The first is the Atomos Ninja V, which is their 5-inch monitor for recording. The second is actually the ProGrade SD cards. Panasonic actually used the ProGrade Cobalt V90 cards for their global demos. So it's definitely a good thing to add to your product line if you're selling these Panasonic cameras. Atomos also made a lot of noise at the show by lowering the price of the Shinobi to just $299. They lowered the price of the Shinobi SDI as well to $429. And they announced a brand new update to the Atomos Shogun 7. The free firmware update gives you 3000 nit HDR support, making the Shogun 7 the brightest screen ever. Now, I'm going to bring on a special guest with us, our workflow sales specialist, Glenn Seaman. Glenn,
Am I
are you
there?
there? Ah, there we
Hey, I'm
are.
here.
Hey,
Okay.
Glenn, how are you, bud?
Good, thank you.
Good. Did you obviously you've seen all the news coming out of IBC from both Adobe and Avid announcing support for ProRes RAW. Why don't you speak a little bit to that and tell us about some of the other exciting stuff that Avid announced at the show?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing really is, the ProRes RAW support on Windows, as well as bringing ProRes Avid DNX HR and HX support. I'm sorry, DNX HR and HD support back to the Mac. So both of those are really big. I think the ProRes RAW is phenomenal because now for the first time on the Windows platform, you can create ProRes media very easily. Before it's always kind of been, oh geez, if I need to create ProRes, I really need to be working on a Mac. I can't work on a Windows. Well, now with being able to create both of those on both platforms, it doesn't matter where you work anymore. So I think that's really a big step forward for them. For everybody and for the users. The other thing that they really showed at IBC, which was something they showed at NAB, was you changed up slides on me, but we'll
I
talk a
did.
little bit about Media Central. So Media Central.
You want to do the Nexus first? We could do the Nexus first, Glenn.
That's okay. All right, jumping back, Nexus Cloud. This was
Okay,
something
perfect.
they talked about at NAB. They unveiled it at NAB. This is now having the ability to, within your Nexus, have cloud storage just as easily as you do any other workspace. So you can now have a workspace that is your cloud. You can store your projects on it. You can, park content there, whatever. It is another workspace. You get a free subscription when you buy a Nexus for a limited time, and then you can go out and purchase more storage if you need. But really, it's just the tight integration, which makes it really nice. Just being able to quickly say, okay, great, let's park this in the cloud until we need it, or let's put our projects in the cloud and have those extra backed up. So that was really the big thing that they really talked about and showed, and that's the first time they're premiering it in Europe, was at IBC.
Very cool. And then they
Um,
also announced some new Media Central workflows.
Yeah, so going in with that collaborative workflow type thing within Nexus, Media Central's been around for a while now. Still a great product, whether you've got, 2 people in your facility or 20 or whatever. It is a great post-production, workflow tool. One of the big things they announced now is a partnership with, I draw a blank on the company name because it's not one that rolls off my tongue, Wild Mocha. And what they're doing now is they're doing basically packaging and streaming and publishing for the web. So now it's another cloud-based service that is just available to you inside the Media Central interface that allows you to quickly go in and say, okay, great, we want to take this, we want to publish this to the web, we want to do, we want to track monetization on it. So it's just making it that much easier to now distribute your content to additional places.
That's awesome. So obviously, with all these news, whether it's Nexus Cloud, Media Central, or even the support for ProRes RAW, what Avid is continuing to do is upgrade their products and their overall workflow to kind of make it the everyman's tool for whether you're doing just basic post-production to feature film editing.
Yep.
Great. Glenn, we're going to let you go. I don't have another guest on with us in just a minute, but I do want to talk about the LiveView Solo Connect bundles. We had George Klippel and Dan Pazowski from LiveView join us last week talking about these LiveView Solo Connect bundles, but I want to remind everyone that it really is as easy as 1, 2, 3. You sell the LiveView Solo encoder, the HDMI version at $9.95 or the SDI version at $14.95. You add a starter pack with either 2 modems for $450 or 3 modems for $650, and then your customers can use a special coupon code from you to activate a data plan with LiveView directly, and now they have everything they need to be up and running with cellular bonding. For more information, definitely check out our Broadfield webinar. BirdDog has some exciting news at the show, talking about the BirdDog P4K, a brand new full NDI PTZ camera supporting 4K resolutions. The greatest thing in addition to this announcement was the fact that they've given us now a roadmap for all of the BirdDog PTZ cameras. The P200 is in stock and has been for a while here at Broadfield. The P200W, the white version, just arrived in stock this week, and we're expecting the A200 and the A100 in very soon as well. So Bird Dog is really all in on these PTZ cameras with the announcement of the brand new P4K. Bird Dog also announced some great workflow tools, including Bird Dog Cloud, which allows you to send NDI anywhere in the world with encrypted SRT. The Bird Dog Cloud was announced at IBC, and we expect to see a lot more news coming on that as well. Next, we're going to bring in another guest, our Broadfield storage sales specialist, Jared, talking about some of the LaCie introductions with the LaCie Rugged SSD, the Rugged SSD Pro, and the Rugged Boss SSD. So without further ado, Jared, please talk to us about the Rugged SSD.
Hi. Yeah. Is everybody seeing orange today?
Yes.
If not, you soon will be. LaCie is known for rugged hard drives, just announced SSD Rugged. Traditionally, LaCie's been known as a favorite for photographers everywhere. These new products will offer a nice option for filmmakers and video editors. Using Seagate FireCuda NVMe, the Rugged SSD will transfer and edit video with speeds up to 950 megabytes a second.
Wow.
I think that's really going to be the area that converges photo to video, and just gets more adoption for the LaCie rugged space. The drive offers encryption, so projects will stay safe through the workflow process. The drive also offers data recovery services for 5 years. So if anything does happen, LaCie will help you get your data back. For filmmakers shooting 6K and higher, Jim just spoke about the Rugged SSD Pro. It also uses NVMe technology and a Thunderbolt 3 interface. This
Wow.
drive will attain speeds needed to work with the most demanding of content. The Pro version comes in a black enclosure instead of orange. That makes it easy to identify on set, and gives it a different look and feel. We should start to see the Rugged SSD hit the streets soon. A 500 gig is shipping in about 2 weeks. It'll be followed by a 1, then a 2 terabyte option, and the Pro version will come later this year. If you have questions about these, hit me up. I'm here to help you sell more storage. The third piece is an SSD Boss product. That product is actually a product that helps you ingest in the field without a laptop. So there's more information coming on that, and you should see that, I would say, probably around the holiday timeframe. Again, thanks. I'm going to go back on the headset here so that I can hear you guys. But if you have questions, hit me up.
Great. Thanks, Jared. Obviously, if you have any storage questions, Jared is a great resource. Years at Seagate, a ton of experience in the field, and he really understands what a breakthrough it is for LaCie to be releasing both the Rugged SSD and the Rugged SSD Pro, giving you the throughput for 4K and even 6K workflows. Small HD announced a rebranding and a new series called the Small 4K. The Small 4K series includes the Cine series monitors at 13, 17, and 24 inch, and the HDR Vision monitors at 13, 17, and 24 inch models. We should expect more information on the Small 4K family of products in the very near future. Telestream announced the Wirecast Gear, the next generation of the Wirecast Gear with the Gear 310, 320, and 420. We're expecting these to be shipping soon, and if you need more information on the next generation of the Wirecast Gear, we did have Telestream join us on a webinar introducing these products just a couple of weeks ago. So check that out at news.broadfield.com/live. We're also looking forward to having Paul Richards from PTZ Optics coming on with us in a future show to talk about their brand new PTZ Optics wireless cable. A prepaid kit sells for just $11.55 MSRP. The Matrox Monarch HDX has had a price drop from $19.95 to just $12.95. That's right, a Monarch HDX dual channel H.264 encoder for just $12.95. And then the Matrox Monarch Edge recently announced streaming capabilities with Vimeo. This was a great announcement that came out at IBC. And if you're working as an integrator with Matrox, we can help get you set up with the Matrox Monarch Edge. Epiphan is continuing to announce further integrations with the Pearl family of products, including Kaltura and Panopto. And the Pearl Mini is now a great lecture capture appliance for every application. So if you have any questions about any of these great new products that were announced at IBC, reach out to your Broadfield salesperson at 800-634-5178. We'll be happy to get you on with the right person who can help answer those questions, which is why we have specialists like Len and like Jared and Peter available to help you through your sale. In the upcoming episodes, we will have Lassie joining us to talk more about these new SSD solutions. And Broadfield is pleased to announce that we are now your source for Panasonic NDI products. This includes the Panasonic NDI PTZ cameras, the HLC 100 production system, and the NDI controllers. So definitely call your Broadfield salesperson for setup information and more info on the Panasonic NDI family of products. Join us every Thursday at 1 p.m. We'll see you again next week. Cheers.
Broadfield Distributing is a value-added distributor of live production, streaming, video editing, and storage products. We only sell to resellers. We are always looking for new dealers. So call us at 1-800-634-5178 or email sales@broadfield.com. You'll like doing business with Broadfield because we make it easy to do business.